You're actually test. Mic test. Magsalita ka nga. Hello, mic test.
Hello.
Southwest on Broadway, then
Hello,
take the
mic
first left
test.
onto 2nd Street.
Dito ako.
Dito
Hi.
ka.
Mali ako yan. Mali yata yung pwesto.
Oo.
Hello. Ay,
Can you hear me?
tignan mo nga sa ano. Tignan ko yung itsura natin sa kabilang telepono. Kasi nakalive
Wala
na.
akong pakialam sa itsura mo. Akong anuhin mo. Ako
Sa bagay,
titingin.
ano, tignan natin.
Ako titingin ha. I like that, the name Nowhere. Air One.
Oo nga.
Air One. That's very,
Very noble.
novel.
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 Nobela ng kaparalan.
Novel. That could end up being a noun.
Yan na tayo. Right, hello, good morning mga kaibigan or good afternoon.
Good morning in the Philippines. In what part
Hi,
of the
how are you
world?
doing? So anyway, how are you? Kumusta ka na? It's been a while.
You haven't greeted me yet. It's good afternoon here.
Good afternoon. How are you doing?
How are you? Kumusta ka na? It's been a while.
Kanta yun ah.
Oo nga. Hey, so ayun, kumusta naman? So what are we gonna talk about? Kumusta naman?
Anything under the sun.
Anything under the sun. But anyway, we're Filipinos here. We're here right now in Santa Monica, diba? Here in California. And based sa mga kulay namin, kami po ay Kayumanggi at kami po ay Pilipino na naninirahan dito sa Amerika. Ako nakatira dito sa California and you live in
Nevada.
Las
Las
Vegas. How long
Vegas.
have you lived in Las Vegas?
You know, I can't remember anymore if it's 2018 or 2019 when I first moved to Las Vegas.
So
But
you were
I've been
telling
living
me
in the US since 1989.
you read my mind. Are you a manghuhula? That's my next question. Since 1989.
No, I'm not, but I can already tell what your next question is. How
Okay.
long have you been living in the United States?
So you
35
mentioned
years.
earlier we were driving that you did not really want to live here in the States. Is that true?
Very true.
And why? Why did you move here eventually? Because you're...
I'd rather not talk about it, but
Oh, sige, tama. Okay, I apologize. I apologize. But anyway,
next question.
next question. So you moved here in the States. Ganito na lang. Kasi ang daming mga Filipinos who really wants to move here. Kasi there's this, the American dream, the land of opportunity, the land of milk and honey, that you can actually chase your American dream and make it big here. What do you think of that opinion or idea?
Well, there's some truth to what people think, that America is the land of flowing with milk and honey, that if you do work here, that you will make it ahead in life. But you can make it in life anywhere in the world as long as you work hard,
You work hard.
you work smart.
Yes. So actually, the geographical location does it have to do with your success? Because you lived in the Philippines and you were very successful there, right?
Correct. And there's a lot of successful entrepreneurs in the Philippines.
In the Philippines. So if you were given the choice, would you go back? Where would you really live and talagang pursue living your life? Dito sa States or sa Philippines? Which is easier? Yun na lang. Ano mas madali?
I don't think easy is the right question. I think it's more like, of course, America is a land of opportunity. Bigger market, lots of bigger opportunities here. But there's also great opportunities in the Philippines as long as you have the right business model, as long as you have the right product.
So you're a business person and you are here. You've lived here in the States for how long now?
35?
No, 35. No, what I'm saying is before, because you lived in the Philippines also for a long time, di ba?
20, correct.
And then
I
you
was
moved
20.
back here just maybe before the pandemic or after the pandemic?
Correct. Before the pandemic.
And then you stayed here for a long time, maybe 3 years now?
About 4.
About 4?
Since
And
I
you
came
were
back.
going back to the Philippines.
Actually 5 or 6 years already.
Are you
since I
going
came
back to the Philippines to pursue the business dream or something or what?
Yes.
Why?
Absolutely. Well, because I think there is a need. And in business, as long as you meet people's needs, you'll be successful.
Well, that's actually one of the things I want to talk about because a lot of people want to start something big, but then they don't know how. So what do you think is...
How or the what? Because the how can easily, but what? What are people's needs? Determine first, what do they need? What is it that I can meet? and then the how can just come together.
Well, obviously, right now you already have determined that. That's why you're going back to re-pursue.
Correct.
Yes. So are you excited? So
Oh, beyond excited.
beyond
I
excited.
can't wait.
Ecstatic.
Probably beyond ecstatic.
So you're so excited. So
No, because quite frankly, you feel a sense of satisfaction
in
when
creating
you
something.
are not in creating something, but in meeting people's needs. You know, it's business is basically looking for what people need and meeting that.
Yes, and it's
'Cause
not
then-
easy though. That's why a lot of people dream and then they have a hard time taking the next step kasi it's not easy, 'di ba? Hindi madali.
No, business is never easy. There's going to be a lot of challenges, just like in our
Same
past
in
business.
life, right?
Yeah, but you just keep on as long as you know that you're
On the right path.
correct and you have the right product. It's just going to be a matter of time. You just don't give up that easily because at some point in time, it's gonna be success.
Ano ang sa tingin mo sa Amerika ngayon? What do you think of America right now?
Well, America is still a land of opportunity. A lot of people have made it very big here because they've worked hard and they have the right product. McDonald's, the owner of McDonald's, Ray Kroc,
Yes,
he
you're
was
right.
an immigrant. A lot of
And he tried so many things as well. He failed in so many different businesses
just
as
like
well.
Colonel Sanders of
Yes,
KFC.
oo nga. So, ang daming mga kailangan pwede nating gawin. Not only here, actually globally, ngayon global na ang labanan eh.
Correct.
It's not only local where you're situated, but you can compete globally with the World Wide Web right now.
Correct.
So pwede na.
Correct. Yeah. Online business, practically it's borderless, di ba?
Yes,
'Cause
no, without borders
You
ng
don't
lahat.
need a brick and mortar to sell your products. All you need is just a good
I think that's the reason why a lot of brick and mortar businesses
are closing
down.
Correct.
Yes. So
look at where JCPenney is now. A lot of these big
I know, right?
stores,
Yes.
big name stores have
And
shut
even
down.
Macy's, I think, or some of the stores are closing.
I think,
A lot
if
of
I'm
the-
not mistaken, all of the Macy's in Portland, Oregon have already shut down
She knows because she lived in Portland, right? You lived in
for
Portland.
23 years. And Walmart as well.
Kasi online na lahat eh.
Oo. So you just find the right product and then meet the needs of,
The people na
People.
nangangailangan.
yeah. And branding is very
Branding.
important also. And a lot of people now are looking for a good corporate social, companies that have a good corporate social responsibility.
Yes. And have you seen the movie The Forge?
You know what? I think I was gonna watch it at one time, but then I totally
Yeah,
forgot.
you should watch that. It's a good movie. It's a very inspiring movie.
What
it's
is it about?
It's about this kid who's lost, and then eventually he found a mentor, and then he worked for this.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
He worked
yes,
for this
yes.
company, and
Yes, and
this-
his boss
Yes, thi-
mentored him.
Exactly, and this company actually is. They want to earn money not because they want to pocket the money, but because they have so many missions
Right.
to support.
That's right.
And
yeah.
I think that kind of attitude will
You're paying it forward.
yes, you give you a long paano ba 'yan? Marami kang mararating, malayo mararating mo ika nga.
Correct.
Like yung
Yeah.
like-
Because it's not just about the bottom line.
No, it's not.
It
yes.
used to be we gotta take care of the bottom line. Bottom line is always about the profit, right?
But now it's different now.
It's a totally different culture now, where especially the young people, they want meaning in life.
Yes, they want to be part of something big. They want to part of something meaningful.
Meaningful for them, correct. So it's
Yes.
not about money. And as you and I very well know, we've chased money for probably so many years.
So
and
many years.
Really, it has not landed us anywhere but empty.
Yes. Who's the celebrity? Sabi niya, I wish sana lahat ng tao yumaman para masabi nila na hindi ang kayamanan ang solusyon sa lahat ng problema.
Galing.
But it was in English,
Totoo.
but I just can't.
Paraphrase.
I can't paraphrase sa
And
Tagalog.
translate it.
I can't translate.
In Tagalog.
In Tagalog lang. So I
No,
forget.
that's so
I forget
true.
which celebrity is that. I think it's the guy who played Ace Ventura. Who is that?
I'm sorry, I'm not big on
Okay, never mind.
actors
But
and
anyway,
actresses.
so
But yeah, I think
yeah.
I know what you're
So a lot of
talking
people
about.
chase something. They want once they get something and then they want to move on to the other thing, then move on to the other thing, and then only to tell them that this is not, this does not give me peace. This does not give me satisfaction. It's insatiable.
Yeah.
The thirst or the hunger to para bang
Yeah.
ano nga para
You
bang
keep on chasing it, but then you still feel
it's
very
like greed
empty.
na nga kasi if
Correct.
you're being propelled by greed, but it's not gonna make you
Content.
content. Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, always going to be that sense of emptiness, because you're chasing after the wrong things in life. But if there's meaning to what you're doing behind your business, then you feel that, yeah, okay, I'm on the right track here. Not only am I doing my part,
Yes.
not only am I doing my part, but I'm also earning at the same time. So that brings you joy.
Yes. Teka, buti ikaw 1980s ka ba nandito? Buti hindi ka pinilit ng magulang mo, mag-aral ka ng nursing kasi nursing, mga ganun. We Filipinos are known for that. Di ba?
Oo nga. Nursing. No, instead I went into accounting. My parents are not, they made me choose my path. They're not the type who will choose my path for me. They had me choose my path. And this is the path I've chosen.
Was there any opinion though with regard
No,
to,
not at all.
or any suggestion
Not
or
even
advice?
Oh, you know what? The greatest advice that I heard from my father before I went into college, before I chose the right.
Where did you go to school? In the Philippines or here?
Well, I did. I got a 4-year degree in the Philippines, and then when I came here, I went to Portland State University, and I earned a degree in Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration with an emphasis in accounting. But I found out after, I worked as an accountant, actually as an auditor, I didn't feel like this was my thing. I think I'm more into
The business
marketing,
side?
business, entrepreneurship. But what was your question again? Oh, okay. The greatest advice that I got from my father before I entered college. He said, "Child, you choose whatever career you want to choose. You choose whatever course you want to take. But the only advice I want to give to you is this: always be the head and not the tail.
Yes,
Be
and be
above
the best
and not below
of what you're doing.
Be
right?
the best at what you're doing. Strive to become an employer instead of become an employee. Not that there's anything wrong with being an employee, but not everybody is called to do that.
Yes, not
because if you
everybody's
have
cut
a
off for
talent,
that,
then
yes.
you can also help out others.
Yes,
It's so that's to me. I can never forget that when my dad sat me down before I chose my.
So you were doing accountancy. You were doing accounting. You were an auditor at one point and for a
Correct.
long time. And then you said, what made you decide? Like, how old were you then when you said, this is not for me. This is not my cup of tea. I have to veer into something different, which is business, marketing, or whatever you were doing or you did
Well, I was
in the
in my
Philippines.
late 30s at that time.
Do you think it was too late then or no?
No, never too late. Remember Colonel Sanders? I don't remember how old he was, but he was up
Probably
in years,
70s, I think.
maybe 70s. But yeah, he wasn't young. He wasn't young at all, and he failed many times.
He did, yes. A lot of people failed. A lot of businessmen have actually failed several times before
And women. Yeah.
Yes, and they made it
before
big.
they made it big. So you just don't give up on your dream. I think that'll be the greatest lesson we.
So to the young person watching, for example, in the Philippines, are people who are so eager to, they even willing to give up arm and a leg just to be able to get here. What advice can you give them? Or what would you give yourself? Ganito na lang. Anong advice ang ibibigay mo
To my younger self.
to your younger self?
My younger self. What advice I give to my younger self is pursue your dream wherever that is. Doesn't matter if it's America, Europe, Philippines, Japan. Just pursue what you're passionate about. And I do understand, that government, country has a lot to do with it in a bigger market. But a lot of Filipinos have also flourished in Japan, in Hong Kong.
Yes, and now Dubai, the Middle East.
Dubai, yeah.
You have a friend who is a designer in
Correct,
Dubai.
yeah.
He's doing good, right?
Very well, correct. So it really doesn't matter. So if America is you can just come here and visit. I think it's better to come and visit America and do business in other parts of the world where you think your product or your service is needed.
needed, yes, and welcome, di ba?
Right. Right. So,
So yun, magandang ating ano pa ba ang
usapan.
usapan. Meron tayong napag-uusapan kanina na very interesting, which I forget.
Ano?
Makalimutan ko.
Ganun. Topic natin. Nakakalimutan ko.
Oo.
Laging ganyan, ano?
Oo.
Bakit ganun? Pag nagkakaedad na tayo, parang
Sino nagkakaedad?
sila. Actually, I was referring to them. Mali yung pronoun na ginamit ko.
May pronoun ka nga.
Oo nga eh, we had something that was very interesting earlier that we were discussing. Come on,
I
jog
forget.
the memory. Were we in the
Rewind ko
restaurant
lang.
when we were talking?
No, we were driving around.
We were
I think.
driving. We were driving coming
Oh,
from Burbank.
Oh, I love our lunch, by the way. Thank you for the lunch.
That was good. Oh, thank you for driving me crazy.
That was one of the best lunches. It was
Really?
great. It was an Indonesian.
What was it?
What's the name of the place again?
Simpang
Asia.
Simpang
Asia.
Asia. It's
Or whatever.
Indonesian. We had
Okay, tell me about it because I don't know those.
we had nasi lemak, and rendang. The wrapped one.
With
Bungkus.
in a banana leaf.
It's called bungkus.
So it's really good, no?
Yeah, very healthy too. It's
Yes.
got coconut milk.
So
and
ang
lots of
ang tanong ko kasi maraming mga food ng iba, like for example Vietnamese, it's penetrated the mainstream here in the United States. Vietnamese, Korean.
It's also become mainstream
Pero parang
now.
Filipino, parang hindi ang hirap natin makaarangkada. Why do you think? Why is that?
And you know our food is
Our food is really good.
Really,
diba?
really,
A lot
really
of
good.
kumbaga yung fusion na yan.
Oo.
Why?
In my personal opinion.
No, in their opinion.
Let me go ask. Kuya.
No, yeah, in your, why do you think that? Kasi tayo nasanay pa rin tayo sa turo-turo. Although
That's the word. Nasanay tayo sa turo-turo. So we're trying to bring that concept into the Western world. Whereas Vietnamese, Korean, other cultures, they adapt the Western concept, but they do not. But their food is still authentic.
it's still the same food
This-
you can find
oo, it's not-
in their country.
Correct. But the ambiance,
Yes.
the location, of course, in business, it's always location, right? That's what you learn
Yes,
in marketing.
in real estate.
Location, correct. So they have great location. They have nice restaurants. You walk in, you're willing to pay premium price because number one, the location is nice, the ambiance is very welcoming, and the service is so
To
great.
me, that's number one. And of course, the food is authentic.
Correct. It's authentic. They don't mess around with, catering to the American palate.
They don't give in to the.
Whereas you hit the nail right on the head. Tama ba yun? Yeah. Where we still have that turo-turo concept, thinking that it's still catering to the Filipino culture.
Only to the Filipinos, though.
Oo.
I mean, not only, but there's still
There's
some
who are married to Filipinos.
so
But otherwise,
rarely though.
you would not have like just some
Yes, they want to.
You know.
You want to go into a.
walk into a what is this? They
So
won't
I
venture
really wish
into.
that's one of the things I kind of like wanna. They're trying to. There's like some restaurants here in LA. I forget the name. Not featuring actually sa TV one
Oh
time.
yeah, I heard about that. Actually in LA and in New York as well. Where medyo high-end yung nila,
Gusto ko
yung
sana ng
presentation
ganun, oo.
yung kanilang location, yung kanilang. Yeah, that's right. See, we're slowly. In fact, there's also one restaurant Filipino restaurant in Las Vegas.
What's the name?
Mang Felix.
Mang
Felix.
Mang Felix.
Pero syempre dito.
Nandito na tayo kay Mang Felix.
na. Kasi kung magsabi Felix, they won't,
Oo nga.
Bibigyan ka ng ganun no? So yeah, medyo umaano na tayo. Umaangat na rin tayo. We're
Ang dami
catching,
nating napag-uusapan ka. Pasensya na po kayo.
pasensya na kayo. Dalawang na lang to. Paghiwalayin mo siya. But yeah, that's, I think we're slowly catching up.
Yes.
Because I remember, quite frankly,
What do you
when I, when I first was introduced to pho or Vietnamese food, they were in Portland back then. Nobody would venture into those restaurants because they were like hole in the walls. I
Yes,
mean,
and they're
it's,
unknown, di ba?
but then when I tried it, I kept going back. I didn't care about
Yes.
what it looked like. The floor was wet, and it was like, eh,
But now
will I
they're
trust?
everywhere.
Will I trust going? But now,
Well,
they're
I think it's also
upgraded
because
there.
of the characteristics of Vietnamese. Or Vietnamese people are so very entrepreneur-like type kind of people.
Correct.
And another
Yeah.
thing is this. This is like, I don't know. I'm not sure if I should be mentioning this because I don't want to pull down our culture. With them, kasi they help each other. If there's a business, if a Vietnamese
Oh yeah,
puts up a business, they support them.
the whole family.
With us, para bang, ay nako, they would pull you down instead of lifting
Isn't
you
that
up.
something? It's called the crab mentality.
It's
Instead
really
of
very unfortunate, and I
Oo.
actually don't even want to mention it because it's sad, but it's unfortunately it is.
It's a sad scenario. And you know what? Somebody had told me something. And this is so true, I believe, because we have so many regions, no? Different languages or dialects. It's like the Visayan people will just hang out with the Visayans. And
Yes,
the
the cliquish,
Kapampangan.
no? Oo.
Very cliquish, no? Kaya if you're not, if you're not Ilocano, Ilonggo, wala. You're just,
Yes,
you were still, congregating instead of
of
going.
one nation, no?
Yeah,
Under
one,
God,
yeah,
indivisible. Ano sa sunod doon?
American citizen na, hindi mo alam.
Nako, hindi ko alam, baka bawiin yung
With
blue
justice
passport
for
ko.
all.
Speaking of passports, actually the reason why you're here in LA is because you renewing your blue
Yeah,
passport. Ano
oo.
ang advantages ng blue passport? Do you feel any different holding? But you've held that for a long time, so it probably doesn't matter anymore.
Well, of course, you can go to every country practically with that, but there are still countries
Except Cambodia.
yeah,
I
and
need to apply
Vietnam.
for
you have to apply for a
US
visa.
for visa when I went to
And
Cambodia.
Vietnam, if you're an American citizen, you also have to
So
apply for a
just
visa.
use your Filipino passport
Correct.
if you're traveling to
That's
Cambodia.
one of
or-
the advantages. They say, the blue passport, you can practically go anywhere and not have
And
to.
I like it when you enter back to the United States, you feel like you belong. You feel like I'm okay.
I'm home.
I'm home. I'm safe.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's no questioning because you now are holding a blue passport.
nga.
Di ba?
Oo.
Yun ang feeling ko. Unlike before, pag I'm not putting down ang maroon passport. Maroon ba yung passport? Yung
Brown?
brown or
Brown?
whatever passport natin. Kaya lang,
Colorblind ka ba, brother?
Medyo,
Tanggalin mo
medyo.
lang yung...
so para bang, ang nangyayari kasi, para bang,
You feel discriminated?
parang ganun.
Talaga? May ganung feeling?
Hindi na parang tipang, naku, Diyos ko, baka ano. Actually, as a matter of fact, eto, natatandaan ko,
Oo.
nung nakailang balik din ako sa Amerika before, and then one time, muntik na ako na A to A. It was in San Francisco.
You mean with a green card?
No.
Oh,
I was a tourist
A
then.
tourist, okay.
So, ipinangako ko, sabi ko, magiging US citizen ako. So, that's what I strived to do, and it happened with God's help. Nangyari. So, ang hirap ng feeling na lilipad ka ng Amerika, hindi mo alam kung mapapapasok ka dahil...
Oo. And quite frankly, a lot of people think because they have a US visa that it's a guarantee entry.
It's not.
It's not. What guarantees you is your entry into, immigration will determine whether you enter or not.
Yes.
So don't be too excited. Of course, you've already overcome the biggest hurdle,
Getting
which
one.
is getting a tourist visa, di ba? Pero it's upon entry that
Yeah, they will, yes.
determine.
They have the,
Kaya marami yung sinasabi mong A to A.
May
yeah.
karapatan sila to, para bang we
To
reserve the
deny
right
you
to.
entry. Yeah, to not let you into our country.
So
Because you look like
unfortunate.
you're gonna hang around, you're gonna hang your hat here in the country and you're never gonna leave again.
So that's ang
Oo.
pinangako ko yun. Sabi ko, ayoko na. Until naging green card ako eventually, until pagkatapos ng green card, through the military, through the US Navy, thankfully, naging US citizen ako. And I feel more, I don't know, secure in a way. Maybe with regard to my travels if I leave the States.
Okay.
At the same time though, I had to get a Filipino passport also because I'm a dual citizen. Kasi nga, what if you decide to stay in the Philippines for, indefinitely? So you don't have to pay the taxes that foreigners pay, di ba?
I know what you're talking about.
So it's
I paid a big fee.
so you're not a dual citizen? No, you're
Back
not.
then I wasn't.
So right
and I
now,
didn't know.
So pag dual citizen ka, at least mas marami kang advantage. You're
Oo.
holding two passports. You're allowed to hold two passports.
Correct.
I think there's nothing wrong with that.
Correct.
So we're actually very lucky the Philippines allows that to
Correct.
have dual
And America.
citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Kasi ano, what I'm saying is like Indonesians, they're not allowed. You have to renounce one.
And I
you have,
think Canada too.
you have to pick one.
Yeah, you have to pick one.
So ngayon, parang we get to enjoy
Yeah.
both worlds.
Best,
The
yeah,
beauty
the
of
best of both
the
worlds,
best of
correct.
both worlds.
Because
Yes.
we're always gonna be Filipino at heart, no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
You're always gonna
yes.
want to go back. There's always this
Yun
in the
pa rin
back
ang
of your
buhay.
mind.
Oo. Maski anong gluta mo yan. Ako pag
Pinoy pa rin
Pinoy pa rin ang dugo.
dumadaan.
I'm still proud. I'm sure very proud pa rin akong Pilipino. And,
Of course.
Diba?
Should be. We should be, right?
Sa Olympics na nga lang, di ba? Nalo si Carlos, di ba?
Oo.
Yay!
What?
Oh.
Philippines.
Philippines, oo. Ako ay Pilipino.
Correct, yeah. But overall, yes.
Overall, ano nangyari?
Ang contentment is not in chasing after your whatever. Not chasing after money, wealth, chasing after that blue passport, no? The citizenship na hinahangad ng iba or US visa. Kasi kung andun ang focus natin and yet you're still empty inside, what? You'll just keep chasing the wind.
Yes.
And who has caught the wind? Sinong naka-try? Dala
Si
tayo.
Armando
Chase
Sigyon.
tayo.
Kilala mo si Armando Sigyon? He
Ano?
caught it.
Try mo.
It's-
Wala,
No, you
di ba?
cannot. Yes.
See? It's chasing the wind. So stop chasing the wind. Instead,
Pursue.
pursue the will of God for your life,
Yes, that's actually the most important thing.
which gives you peace, joy.
And security.
Correct.
Because no matter where you were at, kung hindi ka nasa
If-
kalagitnaan ng kagustuhan ng Diyos, para bang maski saan ka magpunta, talagang
You're always going to be empty. Kaya yung
Malilito
sinasabi mo
ka.
kanina na you've met a lot of these rich people, they've attained wealth in life. They've attained their dream, but yet inside
empty. Yes.
there's still that emptiness
Yes.
because only God can fill that void in your heart.
Diba?
Nothing or no one can fill that void. So be a God chaser instead.
I like that, yes.
Build
And-
intimacy with God.
Oh, I know what we were talking about forgiveness earlier.
Yes. I heard
So welcome to another one, because it's a totally different topic
third
altogether.
season. Oh no, not third season, third.
Episode.
I love what I heard last week. This gentleman said he was Hezbollah fighter.
Do you smell that? Somebody
Hooter.
smoking weed? Or do you know the smell of it?
I'm getting high. I don't need to know the scent.
You
I
just-
just know the effect of my
But
brain.
the reaction. So kasi legal na po dito sa California yung recreational. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah.
Hezbollah.
Yeah, he was a former Hezbollah fighter who came to know Jesus Christ. He had an encounter with Jesus Christ,
Mhm.
and he turned his life around. And you know what he said? Forgiveness is as easy as drinking water. Did you ever struggle drinking water?
No, not
For the most-
personally. No,
yeah.
not personally.
No.
There's this one time when I felt like there's this one time para bang barado, so it's hard for me to swallow.
But for the most
For the most part, yes, of course.
Yes, of course. So forgiveness is as easy as drinking water. In fact, he said it's even easier than drinking water. That's what forgiveness is.
Well, a lot of
It
people
should-
would say it's not true. It's really very hard. It's very difficult because every time you remember the person who wronged you, you cringe. You get
You
agitated. You get
feel-
angry.
Yeah.
Diba?
and
So
you-
hindi lahat would agree to that statement.
well,
However, it's true. I know it's true.
we're all recipients. I mean, not all, okay? But those who have a personal relationship with Jesus Christ know so well that it's only by grace through faith that we are children of God. Now I can smell that. And if you start seeing me,
Who's doing that?
and you know what? It's not a smell I really would like to chase anyway. It smells like skunk.
It
It
does.
stinks
It
like
stinks,
crazy.
yes.
But going back, to what we were talking about, forgiveness is a very important thing because number one, forgiveness is just like carrying such a heavy weight on your shoulder, which is unnecessary. Why do I want to walk around carrying
That
this
extra
extra
pound, yeah,
luggage?
extra
Yeah,
luggage.
extra luggage.
Well,
But
in
I
fact, you can
don't.
just drop it.
Correct. You can just, and yes, it is hard.
Okay, let's just do this because I know a lot of people will disagree with that first statement you said. That, forgiveness is just like it's as easy as drinking water.
Should be as easy
Should
as,
be, but okay. But here's the thing. Let's go practical na. Rubber hits the road. Ano ang kailangan gawin? Yung mga tipong hirap na hirap magpatawad dahil talagang sobra namang sakit. With the validation of, kung anong talagang ginawa sa kanila, with, what I'm saying is yung, literal na you have the right to get mad. You have the right to
Okay,
get
yeah,
angry.
yeah.
Kasi talagang napakasama. You were
Okay.
wronged.
Okay.
Really wronged.
Correct.
Ano ang may advice mo?
Oo. Anong nangyari kay Jesus? Ngayon naman, babalik ko sa iyo ang tanong. Anong ginawa nila kay Jesus? And what did Jesus do that he deserved that punishment on the cross?
Well, obviously he did not deserve that.
Correct.
He was,
And what were one of his last words?
forgive them for they don't know what they're doing.
Correct. And he is God.
He never
he's
sinned.
100% God. He's 100% man. And yet, he forgave those. And who are we to not forgive? That to me is number one. Number two is Jesus died for us while we were yet sinners. We did not deserve his death on the cross, and yet he died for us.
See, let's put it this way. I'm a Christian, so I totally believe in what you're saying. Everything that you say about Jesus and all that stuff is okay to me. I
Okay.
believe that.
For a
However,
non-believer.
for a non-believer, tipo, ano ang practical? Anong gagawin ko?
Anong
Inis na
practical?
inis na ako. Anong gagawin ko?
Gigil na gigil.
Anong
ka.
gagawin
Parang
mo?
gusto ng
Oh,
pakilit.
exactly.
You know
Ipakulam.
what? Pakulam. Lahat na gusto mo na
Lahat
gawin.
na, oo. Ipabarel.
Oo.
Anong gagawin mo? Practical. Yung
Practical?
Very practical yung...
Okay. Sa akin, hindi mo kilala ang Panginoon. Pumili ka. Gusto mo yung bitbitin yung kabigatan na yan, or you just say, pinapatawad ko. You have to identify the act, what was done to you. Kunyari, ikaw, for example, you cheated or you lied to me. Okay? So I say, okay, I forgive you, Mon, for lying to me. Even if you don't ask me for forgiveness. I'm doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for you.
That's
Forgiveness
another
is
question
about-
that I want to ask later on.
Okay,
Like,
so for
go,
now,
go,
let's
go,
stick with the
let's
topic,
yes,
okay? Okay. Mon, I forgive you whether you ask forgiveness or not. I forgive you anyway. That should be the first thing that comes to mind. And it will eventually come naturally when you make practice out of it.
But that doesn't happen overnight, right? It takes
No, it
practice.
doesn't. Exactly. It takes practice. That's why neuroscientists says, you create the habit after you've done it 21 times. But others actually say 62 times, and it becomes part of your character.
Yes.
So now, the first thing to do is, okay, you've already identified what's been done to you that hurt you. You identified that pain, and now it's time to say, okay, I am not going to allow this pain, this heaviness, to haunt me, but I will instead forgive, and I will bless. That was to me the biggest thing. When I started blessing people who have hurt me, every time that thought comes to mind, every time the offense would come to mind, because you will be reminded of it. You'll be bombarded with the offense, and you'll be reminded.
You'll be reminded,
of the
yes.
pain.
Naku,
as though
sinaktan ganitong ginawa sa'yo, you know?
Oh, at so parang kahapon lang nangyari, but it's happened like 20 some years ago. Pero parang fresh na fresh. So what I do, I just, I know the pain, I understand the pain, but now it's time to move on from that pain and
Yes.
say, Lord, I bless that person wherever that person is, that you bless that person. And you know what? Guess what? Eventually that pain will just go away, because you know what? You're meeting God. God is meeting you
Yes.
where you're at. God is taking away your pain.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because on your own, you can't do it. So even though you don't say, you're saying, well, I don't know God, I'm an unbeliever. Guess what? Whether you're an unbeliever or not, if you're doing the right thing, God is going to meet you anyway.
Yes.
He's going to take away that pain. And when you start blessing people, you feel that.
Yes. And a lot of people say that I do not have a choice, but every person has a choice.
That's the choice.
We can make decisions. We can
Correct. So you
choose.
can.
You can.
You can.
Yes.
It's just you don't want to do it.
Yes. it's gonna be hard at first, but then it's gonna, like we were
It
saying,
gets natural.
it gets lighter, natural. It becomes part of you eventually,
Yeah.
and natural na yun sa'yo.
And I'm not saying that, hey, I've reached perfection, okay? That I
You
forgive.
haven't? I may look like.
Medyo high na ako ngayon. Nasa heaven na yata ako. Baka sa naamoy natin, ano? Nasa earth pa ba tayo? No, it's, it, there are times where you still remember and then you're like, no, I don't want to carry this. Parang i-remind sa'yo na, ginawa niya sa'yo to eh.
Yes.
We all have childhood inner wounds.
Childhood what?
Inner wounds.
Yes,
Diba?
Kala ko
Lahat
inner room.
tayo.
Sugat, inner wounds.
Wounds.
Wounds, oh.
Oo, sa loob na walang nakakakita. But we have this aura na we like to project
Yes.
for people to not
this,
see.
There's this facade, di ba?
Oo, para we try to protect ourselves.
We let our guard up.
And we have to take care of those wounds.
Yeah, so I think it's very powerful what you're saying, because I think that's another topic all in its, how do you say that? Tagalog kasi ako.
What were you trying to say?
Anyway.
In it of itself.
Yun.
In it of itself. A topic.
Yung mind, yung brain, kasi sabi ko nga kanina, nagtatawanan tayo kanina, yung tipong if you entertain that thought, tapos pinaranig mo pa yung bahay niya sa isip mo, mahirap na yun.
Oh, I like that. Nagtayo na ng mansion.
Sa loob ng isip mo.
Yeah.
Pero
Is
do you
this
have...
most expensive real estate? You were
Exactly.
talking about driving down Wilshire Boulevard. We drove past
Yes,
Beverly Hills.
Beverly
We
Hills.
were both talking about how expensive this real estate
Yeah,
property.
real estate, by the way,
But the most expensive real estate,
and people who hurt you lives there for free.
ay nako, hindi mo maibig. Kasi ayaw mong iibig.
Ayaw mong iibig. Sabi nga, mayroon ako
Oo.
na dito, minsan yung tipong kung may dumapo na ibon sa ulo mo, hindi mo
Pwede
kasalanan.
Oo.
Pero
Pero-
kung nag-nest na dyan sa ulo mo, kasalanan mo na. So meaning,
There's a Tagalog term for that.
what?
I want to say it. Loko ka na.
Oo nga. So yun, ibig sabihin, pag
you're right.
pumasok na dyan yung ibon, you can actually shoe
Bird.
sapatos the bird or
Oo.
the thought. You can
Oo.
actually just say, you know what, I'm not going there. I'm gonna
Right.
stop thinking that way. It's really gonna be very, very difficult. It's gonna be very, very hard at first, but then eventually it will get to be easier and lighter for you. Just keep on
It will come naturally.
It will come naturally. Just keep
Oo.
on practicing it. Practicing that. If there's one thing that I kind of want to share with you right now, it's like, because I'm actually there. It's like there's someone who's hurt me that it's really hard to forgive, because I feel, maski kanino mo itanong, para bang tama yung nararamdaman kong galit. Pero I'm the one suffering. So what I'm trying to say is, I will try to practice not thinking ill of that person. Instead, like you were saying, i-bless mo yung tao, paunti-unti. It doesn't have to be big thoughts, eventually papunta ka din doon. Pero for now, just paunti-unti. Parang yung kanta, unti-unting mararating.
Slow but slow.
Slow but
sabi nga
slow.
nila.
But then you're moving
Oo,
inch by inch.
Inch by inch, oo.
So yun
And
lang.
that's a very serious thing. I mean, I'm proud
It
of
is
that decision that you've made today.
Yes,
na
it's yeah.
You
Just to
are
let go.
not going to allow that person to occupy one of the most expensive real estates there is, and that is
Your mind, yes.
correct, and your heart. And then you mentioned the word, thought, thinking. The Bible is clear: be not conformed
To this world.
to this world,
But be
to the
transformed.
patterns of this world, but instead be transformed. And that word transformation is such a big word. You're transforming from the inside, and by
Yes.
the renewing of your mind. The
And that
transformation
thinking,
will only happen
correct,
when
tama.
you renew your mind.
It's not only true with forgiveness, that transforming your thinking. Kasi a lot of, like, alam ba yung mga matatagumpay na tao, for example, na-bankrupt sila, dalhin mo sila sa ibang lugar, magtatagumpay ulit kasi the way they think.
Correct.
They think that
They're
they
not
can do it
victim.
again.
They
They're
don't have
not-
the victim
they're not victims, so
mentality.
they can restart
Yeah.
wherever at
Yes.
whatever mistakes
Oo.
they've done before, whatever
They don't
bankruptcy
dwell.
they've faced before. They don't dwell on the past.
the bad things that happened to them, but instead they use it as a stepping stone to make it to the next stone.
Absolutely. On that note, 4:05 now. What time do we need to leave to LAX?
My flight
Because
is
you're flying out to Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Harry Reid, Nevada.
Akala ko, hindi ba?
It's Harry Reid.
Harry Reid now?
In
What's
Harry
the
Reid's
former name?
Um,
I forget. Kasi parang hindi na, parang, anyway,
Yeah.
never mind.
so yeah, I like that. I like what you just said there. That's very encouraging.
Any last message before we hang up? Hang up pala.
Last message. I want to hear it from you instead. I done a lot of talking earlier in the car.
No,
on
yun
the way
yung
here.
last message ko. Yung you can just, your thoughts.
My last message is because you have made that decision, you have to expect that you're going to be having those thoughts again, you're going to be having those feelings again, and then you will overcome. It's for you when the thought comes again, when the pain, when you're reminded of that pain again, just remember you are an overcomer in Christ Jesus.
Yes.
Okay,
Well-
because you want to empower yourself with the word of God,
Yes.
not with what people did bad to you.
Or-
It's not empowering when you're dwelling on those
yes,
things.
you're playing victim.
Correct.
You
Empower
should be
your-
above that, yes.
Yes.
I like
and
what
if
you
you
said
want to be
earlier. Take the high
empowered,
road. Ano ba yun?
take the high road. And if you want to be empowered and you want to empower people, forgive. It's very liberating.
Yes.
So peace out, everyone.
Merry Christmas sa inyong lahat. Malapit ng Pasko.
Malapit na. VR na.